Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of slope as unit rate. This is standard 8.4b in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 20 of the 2018 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got Joseph, he's running a race. He's got a 6-mile race, and he does it in 48 minutes. So we need to find a graph that has that slope, and that slope is going to represent that average rate of speed. So take a look at what we've got here. Our slope is always going to be this, right? It's going to be our rise over run. It's going to be our change in y over our change in x, because rise is the y that goes up and down, run is the x that goes side to side. So really what we're going to do is we're going to take two y coordinates, subtract them. We're going to take two x coordinates, subtract them, make that the denominator, and we're good. So in all of our graphs here, you notice that our distance, right, so that's going to be miles over, and then our x is going to be our minutes. All right, so we know what our two axes are, miles over minutes. So what do we have from the problem situation? Well, we've got this, right? We've got this 6 miles over 48 minutes. And if our graph were big enough, it'd be easy. We find the 6 miles is not that difficult. The problem is this 48 minutes goes off the graph. Our time only goes down to 10 instead of 48, but it looks like a fraction that we can simplify. And let's see if it's going to be that easy. So 6 and 48, we have to know our multiplication facts, but they're both divided by 6. So I've got 1 mile in 48 divided by 6 is 8 minutes. So can we turn this into an x and a y? Remember, our y is going to be on top because it's the rise over the run. And it looks as if we've got a, let me see if I can turn this into just an actual xy coordinate, kind of like this. 8 is my x, 1 is my y. So look at that g right there. That g is pretty good, but how do we verify that that's actually the slope? Well, remember, we get back into this, right? So the y coordinate, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use my other y coordinate of the origin, okay? Because so it's proportional right there. So I'm going to do 1 minus 0 over my x coordinates, 8 over 0. Now, when you're using the origin, when it goes through the origin, you can just, you don't have to worry about that because minus 0, minus 0. So that looks like it works right there for g. You see what they ended up doing here? For f is they flipped it, right? They did 8 miles in 1 minute. That's fast. I mean, that's faster than going on the freeway. Typically, you go 1 mile a minute if you're going 60 miles an hour. I don't know, you have to be in an airplane or something in order to go 8 miles a minute. So they just flipped it, right? G is looking good. 1 mile in 8 minutes. H just kind of gets down to 6, right? Still way too fast. 6 miles in 1 minute. And then J is just kind of wonky. It's just 8 miles, but or 8 minutes. But in 8 minutes, you're at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't work. There is no slope because it's change in y over change in x. The x never changes on J. So our answer here is G.